The stalwart patrons say their names with reverent pride.
Hey people, here's a video of the Tyrannicon key station I work from every day. That's where the editing and playing the PC on the small screen, PS4 and Wii U I've got down there on the big TV. These stupid panels I have to put up because of echoey sound. And here's my new pride and joy, the CRT PVM key monitor. Check out the unmistakable scan lines and the unmistakable mega picture. It's a PS2, original PS2 with a hard drive. And that's the Wii with all the retro games on it. And hey, I still got my original copy of Urban Reign, the masterpiece. If you're new to the channel, you won't know what that is, but type in Urban Reign Rage and you see the ultimate rage I've ever done on any game. We need a sequel to this, Namco, and you know it. That's Crisis Zone, and that's the old PC that I used to make vids with that's past its sell-by date. I'm going to try and turn it into a retro computer and hook it up to that. And there's not much of a movie collection particularly. This is where I sit and edit every day, play the PC, talk to you guys. I've got no room for 2-monitor PC setup, and I wouldn't know where to begin to set that up either. Look at the unmistakable scanline picture. See, the PS2 looks quite good on its original hardware on a CRT. The PS2 is what I want to talk about. I'm just going to show you, I used to be a game tester for Sony just when that came out. And I want to show you some of the rubbish games I tested and talk about a bit what it was like to be a game tester. You're going to love it. So yeah. Here we go. Reminiscing my time as a game tester for Sony. I was a game tester for Sony in 2002, I think I started, when the PS2 had not long come out. People who been on the channel for a long time know that there's two of us that run this channel, me and my buddy Gio. And I met him when I was a game tester there. And this is the game that we were both testing at the time that made us be buddies. The Thing. Now we had high hopes of this when it came to the office. We thought, hey, Konami's made The Thing. Well, guess what? Konami didn't make this. They just published it. It was an okay game. For Sony game testing time, because most of the games we tested sucked, this was actually pretty decent. I quickly played a bit of this on the channel years ago. But it looks a lot better on a CRT, which is what I'm playing it on now. You've got to watch it on an inept HD. Oh, bueno. The Thing demon is coming. Slapping him. Devouring him and changing him. Giving away the Thing, design of one of the creatures instantly there.
Well, your transmitter's down and everything else is foobar.
What do you mean?
And this voice actor thinks he's badass. I had to test this because we were the QA testers. That was the job title. QA tester. And we were the QA testers for the entirety of Europe, so we'd have to test different languages, and I had to test Italian or Spanish, so my first playthrough, I don't know the hell I'm doing, and I'm going to try and play it in another language. I think they let us play it in English first, just for a little bit, just so we knew what the hell we were doing, and then we'd have to reload, start it again in whatever language. You have to make sure, basically you have to do a full playthrough of the games to make sure they worked. And then if you found any bugs, you had to write them up in the bug report on the computer. Now look at this inept game now. Terrible stuff. Me and Gio became friends because we were both testing this crap. And he was ahead of me on it because I had to go off sick, I remember, for a doctor appointment or something. This is really dark on a CRT too, I can't see shit.
Blake, you need anything repaired or even a...
So I get stuck on a boss, and me and him weren't friends at the time. I didn't like Gio when he first joined, I didn't like his face.
And I'll help you out.
Yeah! So I'll be hearing all this in Italian, like, Ingegnere di bueno. There was like an engineer in it. You had to go send to do missions for it, like, fix stuff, and all I ever kept hearing was Ingegnere. And so Gio got ahead of me on this. Every time I was stuck on a boss, I'd turn around and be like, what do you do? And I got really good at this game to the point where I could speed run it. Like, this was probably the second best game I ever tested in there, and I was there about a year, and the first time I was there was a year and a half. The best game I probably tested was Rugrats. And that shows how crap the games I was testing on, if this was the second best one I was on. What's going on with this glitchy crap game? With all these bugs we didn't spot. So, you know, games had different class of bugs. Like an A-class bug was an instant fail and the game would have to be fixed of that bug to be released. And then there were like B-class, C-class bugs. If we ever found C-class bugs, they almost never got fixed. C-class bug would be something shit like a sound glitch, maybe. Like if you went into a room and a guy kept saying, engineered it, engineered it, engineered it, and he shouldn't have done. That would be a C-class bug, and they probably wouldn't fix it. A-class bugs were obviously like hangs, so if a game, like you went into like this room here and the game would 100% crash every time you did it, you'd have to recreate the bug. That would be a fail, they'd have to fix that. And then you'd have to test that bug then in all languages and all difficulties and all this crap, so you could write it into the bug report and say, I can't remember what the terminology we used to use was, but it was something like 100% hang in section where you go into underground tunnel where flying saucer is, on all languages and all difficulties. Eat A-class bug. The Thing, of course, one of my favorite movies of all time. And the actual ending of this game was better than the Thing movie, though. The ending was actually quite cool, the last Thing monster. Pick things up his circle, what the fuck?
Ah, Christ, what is that?
Look at the horrors.
Chill out. Everybody keep tight till we figure out what's going on.
I remember the graphics didn't look too good at the time, but I mean now they look fucking awful. I remember though this game, I can't remember how many bugs, I don't think it did. I think what happened was, it passed first time it was in, which you didn't want that. If a game was good, you wanted it to fail so it would come back. The irony was the crap games would always fail and they'd come back and back and back. You have to keep playing them again. Each time they fixed a bug they said they'd fixed. And I think this game passed. And then I remember the German version came back because they wanted all the blood removed from it. And I was sent to test it again because I could speedrun it. I could like beat it in like, I don't know, some stupid quick time back then. Now I don't remember what the hell you do in it, but I was hoping to actually get to a creature of the Thing to fight here, but I can't remember where you go. The lighting actually was quite nice in this game on a CRT, but the polygony squarey graphics suck a dick. Someone's laughing at us. The Thing doesn't laugh, so I don't know what that's about. My guys are freezing to death because we've been out in the cold so long because I don't know where you go. So it could be game over, so a guy could speedrun this, now can't do anything, I can't even get to the first enemy. But anyway, who cares, I'm not trying to play through the games. This was the first PS2 game I ever tested. Stitch Experiment 626. This game was actually really tough. Trying to collect all these, which is what they made me do, you know, to test if you collected every one of these, because it was some challenge in the game. If the game would then obviously crash and explode, that would be a 100% fail. So, to get all these was a nightmare. This was a really hard platform game to do some of the stuff in it. I remember a bunch of us, because there was about 3 of us testing it. None of us pulled it off. I think I might have got the closest. Because at the time I was new to the job, so I was trying extra hard. I wanted to be like the best player. Yeah! But some of the platform shit you had to do in this was fucked up. God, I remember collecting all these fucking film canisters too. You had to get all those tapes to see all these cutscenes too, and again they wanted you to find them all because you might find every tape and then the game hangs and doesn't work, so you had to do it. Oh, he's got a laser gun too.
Look, an alien toe. Your hypermetabolism will heal your wounds in no time.
I might play through this one day again on Patron just for nostalgia. It wasn't a particularly good game, but just for nostalgia, just because it was the first ever PS2 game I tested at Sony. Do I have to destroy everything? Is that this little twat's goal? I've still never seen that Lilo and Stitch Disney animation either to this day. I had to actually test these. It was like a Lilo game on PS1. That was my first game I ever tested. I was like, what? I have to play PS1 on this job. I thought that crap system was done. But by this point, it was fucking old hat PS1. It sucked. And that Lilo game was embarrassing. And that was my first game. I thought off the bat going, this job sucks. Then I got put on this, and I wasn't much happier. But at least it was a PS2 game, which was new tech at the time. But I also remember, this has just brought back memories. We had to test it. We had to record the games as we played them to obviously see, you know, record any bugs that happened. And that meant that we couldn't play with a scat lead because you had to hook up to the VCR. So I'm playing the game with a scat lead now, so I'm seeing the game what it's supposed to look like. And I remember like being pissed off. I had to play with an RF picture, like it looked horrible. And I remember testing this game quickly and plugging the scat directly into the TV and going, hey, look how much nicer it looks. It'd be a bit more bearable to play if it looked like this. But no, I gotta play it with an RF so I can record this shitty game. What I should have bought is this, I think I did in the end, I bought my own scat switcher just so I could still play with a scat picture while recording at the same time. These things, Pwn. Has he got any other moves? Has he got anything other than this laser? Off the bat though, this game's camera's making me feel sick, so that's enough of this game. At one key point, I tested this. Aperscape 2. Don't remember exactly what the hell happened in it, but I remember it being frustrating as suck. Go ape and capture 3 monkeys at a key point. How do you do it? Yeah! What's this? Suck!
Jimmy, can you hear me? It's me!
Who are you?
I'll be using these message phones to help you out.
Really?
You should be thankful that I'm doing this.
Really?
So listen carefully.
Beat the shit out of the monkeys and teach them the meaning of decency. Teach them the meaning of decency. Got you, scum! Remember, it starts off all fun and games like this, but it becomes a key nightmare. No one stops this nerd game. This is a game for Billy Hashtag for sure. Again, this game, I think it's a Japanese game, I'm guessing. So, Japanese games were pretty slick. So this didn't come back in, it passed. And I was glad to see it pass because it was a frustrating fucker.
All done.
We got him! Yeah. Why are we capturing these monkeys for scientific evil experiments or some garbage? So the monkeys get real quick and real annoying later on, if I remember correctly. We pwned again right now, and we pwn now, we pwn now. I don't know what this thing is. I'm not happy about whatever it is. Huh? Huh? You can't stop me with whatever that was. To the science lab. You think you can hide in there, you little nerd? He is a loser for hiding there, thinking he could fool me. Other A-class bug would be if they did anything wrong with the way Sony write the memory card rules and stuff. You know, so there's like a way that things have to be spelled out, like 8 megabyte memory card save, blah 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 blah. And they had to write it exactly like that, or that was an A-class fail, and they got the game had to get changed or else. I see you, monkey. It's over.
All done. Yes.
Baboon Dini. Yeah. Never. Yeah, this could be a funny let's play if I ever get around to it. This I tested Rugrats game. I was pissed when this came in the office. So I don't remember exactly what you do in this crap. It was like a weird Mario 64 type platform key adventure.
It'd be lots easier if you just became my suspects.
Rugrats, I only ever saw a few episodes of it as a kid. I don't know what you do, where you go. Where's the level? Is this a level? So like this is the hub like Mario 64? As you can see, the graphics are basic. I don't know, I guess purchase the one-up maybe.
I'm a Timmy bird! Hooray!
Oh god, I remember those batteries.
You found a little battery. This will help you to open new games.
I remember the battery thing, it was annoying. Trying to find all them fucking things.
Hat, nose,
Got it! There's his head collected.
This won't be too hard. The magic helper ball will lead you to all of Noodle's body parts.
Excellent work. So now you see what being a game tester is. You think, oh, I'll get to play like, you know,
The magic helper ball shows
all the
up
games I
on
would
your
have
radar
bought.
as a
It's like,
big
well, no,
white
you
dot
wouldn't, because I wouldn't have
with a
bought this
ring
shit.
around it.
But I had to test it. Had to play through it on like hard mode and stuff and beat the fucking thing. To be honest, this was actually one of the better games I tested. Some of the crap I was on, I don't even remember half of it. It was games that no one's ever heard of. Money, that's what we need, money. I'll just turn the camera. First person. You can't turn it. It's just awkward as shit. Don't fall in there. The frame rate's suddenly stuttering at the high detailed visuals. Again, I don't think there was anything really wrong with this game. What the hell? Sometimes I would rage in the office too. I remember one time I did throw a few controllers and the boss used to tell me off. Remember I was on some snowboarding PS1 piece of shit game. And you had to try and do well in it, and it was really piss-poorly made, and you had to still get through it and beat it, though. That was like the goal. Huh? I've been grabbed by this. His arm's still there, so what the suck? It's an adventure now. For everyone getting renewed. Oof! I'm getting injured slowly. I'm getting pwned. We never get given manuals for these shit games too, so often we didn't know what the fuck we were doing. This is what was good about testing with other people. Because somebody else might figure it out. You go over to a fellow tester and go, what the fuck do you do here? And he got past that bit and tell you. That's how me and Gio became buddies, because he was ahead of me in the Thing game. I got stuck all the time. Like, how did you beat this fucking boss? And then he'd know. And I started to think, you know what? He's a pretty good guy. Look, he had an offensive face. But he's helping me out, so maybe we could be buddies. Made a friends with a few guys. There are some good guys. There are some right fucking weirdo nerds too. TimeSplitters 2. The TimeSplitters 2 technically was probably one of the better games I tested, but I never really list this on a good game I tested because I was only on it for half a day. And we were mainly playing on the online mode. There was like an online room started up when I was there. How'd you use this shit? Oh? Floating gun. Opponent wants one gun. How'd you change weapons for Christ's sake? Picked up the silenced pistol, didn't I? Today! Today, the bad guy's coming now. Huh? You don't die from that many shots? Is that it? Activate this. Die, thug. So much for stealth. So much for stealth. Today, you're pwned. Today, isn't this like a remake of a GoldenEye level? Never played GoldenEye, never cared for it. Today, yeah, so we were testing this online, and I got to muck around on the single player here for like 2 seconds while we'd be waiting for because things wouldn't work and stuff. But the online room, that was one of the funnest stuff we used to test. Like 30 hours all in a giant room. You know, facing off against each other. It was pretty funny. It used to amuse me. Huh? Where is that coming from? From behind, sucker. So I never actually barely played this. I just played 2 seconds of the campaign, but I was mainly playing the online mode. Remember the online being kind of fun. I was terrible at it though. We played SOCOM online too with a bunch of us. That was fun. Are you hitting me? Why am I going back down? Why am I going back down now? That suck right now. Where did you come from, you thug? Where the fuck am I going? Back outside right now. Okay. Feel the wrath right now. Back outside this day of all days. Honing all colors.
Time for self-located.
Excellent. Huh? Oh, couldn't hear the gunfire outside. And where you going? He's going for the alarm. Reactivate it. Huh? Blowing myself away. I remember that being like amazing at the time. Like, hey, you can shoot like the fruit and stuff. Now it's just completely basic. No one gives a suck. No one gives a suck now. Today, can't right fucking do. Are you hitting me? The squirry men are coming. Are you hitting me? Restore power failed. Well, now what then? Retry complete key mission. What does that mean? The power's on. The power's on. The power's on right now. Right, stop this game. This is a weird random game I tested too. But ugly Martian. Stupid racing game. It sucked. I'm playing with a generic Martian. Look at that CG cutscenes. Now you can see why being a game tester sucks, because most of the time you're on games like this. Look at those graphics, so stunning. Visual GNU. What's accelerate? X or what? Looks like it. Where's my opponents? It's kind of like Wipeout. Meets Mario Kart, meets crap. Again, I don't think this game failed or anything, luckily. Went in the office and it went right back out where it belonged. How I got the job at Sony as a game tester was some guy I went to college with. We stayed in touch and he got the job. I don't know how he got it. And he was leaving because the money was crap, and he said, oh, they're going to need to replace me. And I thought of you probably love this job. You just get to play games for it all day. And so I applied and got the job. I remember I loved it at first. But then after I was on constant crap games like this, I started to see if what it was, a crap paid job where you play crap games all day. How'd you shoot it? Where's the lasers and shit? We got no lasers? He's got a rocket launcher. Where did he get that from? I remember it was a really cool futuristic building, the Sony building though. And Psygnosis worked out of there too, so the game developer guys who made like the F1 games. So my name's actually on the end credits of an F1 PS2 game, even though I didn't work on it. How do I use the weapon or whatever the hell I've got? Or the boost? Oh, I've turned into a rocket robot, so I'm going faster. That's what my power-up is. Remember there was one girl who worked there, and she started about 6 months after I was there, and she was the only girl in the entire office. And I started to have a bit of a crush on her and stuff, and she was on this crap game with me. So I used to go over to talk to her to try and help her out on the game. She wasn't even that hot really, it was just, you know, we were so starved of women in that building that we were just amazed to see one. Not many girls seem to want to be game testers. And who can blame them? It sucks. Low pay on crap games like this. Oh my god! I can't do shit! I'm lightning. Ah! I can't use any of these fucking weapons. Ah! Just die, Link. Die, Link, you whip!